What's up, guys? It's Matt Adams here, back with another review, this time of the Pitata inversion board. That's right. Let's check it out. First of all, the packaging is fantastic, like always. The top pops open. I will not show you the code. You have to buy it first. But inside you will find, actually, the board, which is on my table here. And you also get the charger and, it's their typical little round charger that they use, as well as a little piece of chalk that will be inside a little baggie just like this. It's just a regular piece of chalk. Use any chalk. Doesn't matter. Let's talk about the board. The board is fantastic. I love the board. I think it's really nice. It's very well made. It has a great weight to it. There are no obvious seams and it doesn't like break apart. It's just really nice. The charging is very simple. You take their little round charger, you put it on the back, you plug it in, you're ready to go. That's it. And it just goes right in the middle. So you just split it in half, put it right there, and there's no gauge or anything, but it was very easy. I never missed it with this. Some of the other products made it a little bit more challenging, like where does this charger go? But this one, piece of cake. They have a handwriting font that you can use your own handwriting on, and that is what this one is. So you can see 657. They have not programmed a colon yet. I just sent them a message. Was like, hey, we need a colon. I think right now all they have is a period and they have a comma for the handwriting. But obviously this is a very easy fix. They will add that. I'm very, very confident of that. That's a very simple fix. So I want to use this as a time in my show. So it will be turned around. This side will be blank, kind of blank anyway. And I didn't clean it up. But it will be like this. Maybe I'll have a cover. Maybe it'll just be on a stand. I don't know. It'll be something like this. And then someone will name a time in the show. We're going to use that. Then at the very end of the show, I actually show a clock that was set to exactly the time that they said. Everybody's like, whoa, that's amazing. But this will be kind of a final prediction because not everybody really can tell analog clock time very well. I have realized that. But this could be my solution for a digital clock time that's not on a digital clock. Because if I just turn around, a digital clock set to your time, everybody's like, that's a stupid trick, man. It's a gimmicked clock, right? You just programmed it or something. But a chalkboard, you can't program a chalkboard. Until now, don't tell. So this is it's basically a take on something called, I believe, the motherboard. I'm not going to say who invented the motherboard or where you can even get it, because apparently they don't want that information known. I reached out to the dealer for motherboard, and I couldn't even get them to reply to my message about, hey, I want information about the motherboard, interested in purchasing, it's $5,000, I'm a professional performer, I do mentalism. Apparently they don't want to sell them. I don't know. Only a handful of people have had them for a few years. So whatever, if that's what they want to do, fine. But now I'm very glad somebody has come along and made an accessible board that we can get actually access to and use them. So ridiculous. Now, price point on this, I think it's only like $1,500, so way cheaper than the motherboard was. And I've seen a motherboard. I just don't, I haven't used one because I couldn't ever get anybody to reply to my questions. So I'm very glad that I bought this one. I think it's well worth it, and it's very well made. It's excellent. I'm very excited about the upcoming app changes that I'm sure will integrate this change, so I can actually use that. But there's also all kinds of other integrations. Of course, with all of the native Pitata products, you can set a time on your Pitata watch and it'll send it here. You can and make it like looks like an analog clock. It's very cool. I would like an addition of a digital clock. I think that would be really cool too, because who's going to sit there and draw an analog clock? This would be how you draw a time on a chalkboard. So it would be really cool if you could set a time on a Pitata watch or swipe a time or whatever and have the option to choose to display it digitally. That would be really cool. I don't see why that would be hard at all, and hopefully Pitata will add that. Please, please. And that would be helpful for me. But there's all kinds of other integrations. You can use their memo pads, their whiteboards, all the things, and it can send things through the phone, down into the chalkboard, and then it shows up on the chalkboard. Here's my one complaint. I'll call it a complaint, I guess, because I would like to see this happen faster. Okay, it actually takes a pretty long time, probably a good 15 seconds or so to transfer data from whatever you're writing it on, even if it's on the phone itself, whatever, and for the phone to process it, to think about it, to send it over, for it to send a signal back like, yay, I got it, and like, we're good, and then like everybody to do all the handshaking and talking properly, and then finally it shows up on the board and you're like, there it is, you know. It takes a while. Now, 15 seconds, honestly, in the grand scheme of things, not that long. You can kill time, but what you cannot do is this. Please name a time. In fact, don't even name it. Just write it on that board right there. The Pitata impression board. Write it on that board. Now notice he hasn't even shown me what he's written, but this is my prediction. I think he's written 657. Turn that board around. Perfect! And now, see, I've only said one sentence there. If you notice how I structured this, I said, write it down. The minute he wrote it, I now kill 1 second of time. He has written a time, and I don't know what it is, but I'll show you my prediction, and I can show it that fast. With this board, I can't do that. I have to sit there and kill 15 seconds of time. Now, I don't think that's a huge problem because nobody knows where I'm going with this, so if I'm holding it, go ahead and write a time. I kill 15 seconds, blah, 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 blah. I've made a prediction here. I can't wait to show you. In fact, I'll do that in about 3 more seconds. You kill your time, and then ta-da! I predict 657. Notice, he hasn't even told us what he's written. What have you written? Show us right now. And then they turn it around like, oh, cool. So any good performer is going to be able to kill 15 seconds. It's not a problem. I just like more options if it's possible. So Pitata has tried to make that wait time smaller, and they have reduced it to 5 seconds, which is closer to like 7 or 8, I think. But it's about half. And it's not bad, but basically what they told me was that they get the signal in, they send it down to the board, and then the board doesn't check to make sure it's right. It just assumes what it received was correct. So there's no double check signal going back and all this stuff. Okay, and that's how they reduce the time. That's probably fine. So it's possible that you could have some data loss. I haven't seen that yet, but I haven't done it 1,000 times either, so I don't know. But it does make it a little bit shorter, so that's also helpful. Yeah, but so I guess that's my one complaint. I will say there's some weird stuff that happens as the board is updating. And so as you watch this board, it's kind of weird. The screen goes white, and then it kind of sits there for about 2 seconds, and it'll flash. And as it flashes, you can see, in this case, it would show 657 in black on a whiteboard, and then it'll flash off, and then the board goes black with chalk writing showing up. So it's like they get it all together, and then they invert the colors, and the board keeps flashing as it's doing this. So obviously this needs to be like turned around or undercover or something. But no, it's not like flashing, like, you're not going to see like a phone light up, and if you're holding it like this, it's not like, it's not that. So it's not bad. But it is an e-screen that's updating, and so with all those flashes, I just wonder if there couldn't be a better way to do the programming behind the scenes. I don't know, I haven't seen it, but some way to make this update faster. Now, there's guys at like Benke Smith who do third-party integrations with this. I can't wait to check out Benke's integrations. I have not done that yet, and I am excited. I'm going to be doing that next, just to see, because I know he has been able to hack the board and do some amazing stuff with it. So that's super exciting to see what all is possible, because he's going to be using this thing to the max. So I definitely recommend checking out Benke's products as well. But as far as the hardware for the board itself, man, this thing is awesome. The price point is right. It is well made. I am excited to use it. And yeah, that is it. So check it out.